Judy Austin's little girl, it was weird because allegedly they took her to a priest, but Judy didn't want to have her baptized. Yul was initially afraid to hold the baby. And mind you, this man is not a new father. He's had children with two other women before this. And remember, this is Judy Austin's youngest. The one above, just right above, Stardike, because I don't know the little girl's name, but the son's name is Stardike, is also supposedly yours. She had no problem holding him, no problem feeding him. When it came to that little girl, he had fear. I saw it. I saw it in the video. He had fear in his eyes. From what I hear, that baby came from mommy water. And she should go back and give back the child. Because what I hear about that little baby ain't good. And I know some of you are going to be like, oh, what's this? They're so superstitious. They say that baby turns into a snake at night. The nannies that were in charge of the children have run away from Judy Austin's house multiple times. People have seen her mother. Her mother apparently ran out of a room butt naked after being scared by, I believe, the ghost of Camille Chuku. See, there's a lot of spiritual things happening, and I know some of you won't understand or won't get it, but here's the real deal. Judy Austin and her mother practiced witchcraft. They practiced wickedness. And they used the craftiness and their device for the charm on you. And Judy wanted to charm the entire family. But the reason why she couldn't was because Josephine Adoche stood as a watchman for her family. She literally stood protecting her family and her property from evil. I'll tell you what happened this past Christmas. May and the children were supposedly with the Adoches. They were supposed to be there. I don't know if they actually arrived, but they were supposed to be there. And all the other grandchildren, uncles, aunts, whatever. Judy Austin comes with her two children and knocks on the gate, and Josephine Adoche stands and tells her she cannot come in. Josephine Adoche refused to let her in for the Christmas gathering. Later, this woman did not have any sickness in her before. Got ready to go to church. She went to service. In church, she began to feel weak. Extremely weak. They had to rush her to the hospital for the doctors to tell her she's anemic. Like, really anemic. And, they gave her medicine, put on a drip and everything. Let her go home. She goes home and begins to get weaker. And she's telling her husband, she's telling Pete, she's getting weaker. And this man knows that they just took her to the hospital. She just received all of these medications. So we now know it is no longer medical. It is spiritual. Here's where I differ in liking what he did, because I understand that he wanted help for his wife, and I do know you get your wife the best help. But he called for herbalists, witch doctors. He did not call a priest. He did not call a pastor. He did not call on God at all. He went the native route. When they came, they said, who have you offended? Like, I'm not a fighter. I haven't offended anybody. They told her, you offended somebody, and they're literally draining your blood. And the spirit world is being sucked. That's why you're weak. They are draining your blood. So, talked about it, and she rehearsed it, and when she mentioned Judy Austin's name, they said, that's it. They literally saw something underneath her skin and had to cut it out. When they took that out, it wasn't long before her strength returned. And once her strength returned, now, this next word, all of this is allegedly, all of this is what I've been told, but when I heard this, I was like, oh no. Because apparently, with the herbalist still there, after having that thing removed and getting, her strength back, she went to the back of her house, stripped naked, and laid curses on Judy Austin. And every time she laid a curse, those herbalists, those native doctors would say, you said, they agreed with the agreement of the curse upon Judy Austin. Which, I don't know how you feel about curses, I'm not talking about four-letter words. I'm talking about literal curses. She laid and she hit the ground with every curse. Now, some of you may not know the significance, but what she did was she called to order every ancestral spirit she could think of and gave them marching orders to attack Judy Austin. And tell you the truth, it hasn't been well with Judy Austin since. Not like it's about to be well with those who do wickedly. But then came New Year's. On New Year's Day, Peter Dolce does what he normally does, which is the head of the year, he prays for every member of his family, calls them by name. So the family's around. I don't know whether or not May and her children were there. I don't think so. But during the prayer, he called out everybody. He even called out May. He called out all May's children. He left out Yul, he left out Judy, and he left out her children. Also, Yul has another woman pregnant right now. That is not Judy Austin. He got mad, got another woman. See, and this is what I don't get. When a man has a wandering penis, I mean, when that thing just has a mind of its own, literally wanders and wanders out the vagina willy-nilly, uh, what do you say to a man like that? He's disgusting. In my mind, he is a reprobate because he doesn't see what God has given him. God gave him a wife. God gave him a loyal and good wife. And she still refuses to talk bad about him. Everything. I mean, he talked about her like a dog. Told everybody she was sleeping around with married men. She hasn't even looked at a man. Especially not since her child died. So, I mean, some people are just wicked. He lied on her so bad this time that his daughter called him in tears, begging him to take the post down because she was like, when you try to hurt my mom, you're only hurting me. Please take it down for me. He got mad at her. Don't know why he's such a piece of crap, but he got mad at her. And she, she did not take it lightly. She said, okay, forget you have us. Forget you have children by my mother. Forget us all. We're dead. They disowned their father, both her and Carl. Now, Zane is younger, but I think he would share the same sentiment, because he's not that young. And the thing is, he told people he took the post down because of his children. Apparently, from what I can tell, he took the post down because he received a phone call from his father. See, when this all came to light and Daniela called her father crying, she begged her father to go to her grandfather and settle the matter. Like, Mom will come to talk it out, settle it, be done. And he got a call from his father, and in the call, he was told, because he also was like, May, you need to stop using my surname and give me back my bride price. Hey, bride price. Let me be clear with the whole bride price. I accept it. Not only as a cultural thing, because I personally, my husband paid my bride price. My bride price, though, was paid directly to me. It was given directly to me for me. In the case of Maya Dolce, her bride price was given to her kin, which is tradition. She has not been divorced yet, so her king cannot return the bride price because the judge hasn't ordered it. You can't legally changing your name is not an easy process, even in the U.S. But in Nigeria, a lot of things take a lot longer. There's a whole lot more to go through. So we look at this and go, "Oh, you want your surname back because Judy Austin, the woman he's supposedly with, but the woman that abandoned him a few days ago or whatever, decided to get up, take his car, and drive away." Didn't tell him where she was going and left him with the two kids. Apparently she's back in the house now and he's over it and they're still together. Meanwhile, what's going on behind the scenes is this. The call was from Peter Dolce. And all that thing about the surname, Pete said, paraphrasing, I gave you that surname. If you keep this up, if you keep disgracing us, he said it was the most disgusting thing you had done to date. If you don't remove the post, We will remove you from the family. You won't have a surname to worry about. And all of a sudden, he put up a post. Took everything nigga done and put up a post. I'm doing this for my children. Hey, the children you don't care about. For the daughter you wouldn't let. The daughter had a shot to go to UK to do something big and, start building her own name and over. He stopped her. Mind you, she didn't even tell him she was going to Europe. She never said a word to him. But he called her one day and told her that she was not allowed to go to the UK. You know what she told him? Holy Ghost fire or that monitoring spirit in you. Because she told no one. How did he know? It had to be a monitoring spirit. And by the way, those do exist. I don't care if you don't believe. They really do exist. And she began to pray against that on the phone with him. While he's doing all this dirt to a woman that is silent, she started a charity. She became brand ambassador. She's making money hand over fist. The Lord just keeps blessing her. She gets double for shame. So, she's doing all these brand deals. And she's also getting closer to the Lord. Her and her friends go to church. There was a praise event. She was seen that worshiping the Lord. I was happy. Because that's what you need to do. When you face trials and tribulation, you go before the Lord. You cry before the Lord. Because people will act, even people that say they love you, and that's insane because some people just say it. Those folk, when you start to cry, will run tell this, run tell that, and try to make it seem like it's your fault. And then there are people that just don't really know how to comfort you. There's certain situations where you may want to comfort someone, but you just don't have the idea of how to. Um, with her, I was grateful to see that people were surrounding her, they were loving her. Like Ruth Kadiri, invited her son, her youngest, to her daughter's birthday party. And it was really, I think, one of the first times she had been seen outwardly since her son passed. And they just surrounded her with love. And they let her know that they were there for her, that they were on her side. Nobody was talking bad about you. You talks so much crap about man that he makes himself look small. He makes himself look pathetic. He actually tried to get back with her a couple times, like begging, "Oh, I just want to see you. Oh, I know you have to go to church, but just let me see you." But somebody warned May ahead of time, "Don't let him see you." See, this man is not sane. He's not already in the head, and he has sent people to talk to her. And if you see me doing the air quotes of the "talk to her," because he has demands, and when he gets in these moods, he can be very aggressive. Um, His children are done. They're fed up. His father, especially after Judy Austin attacked Josephine Dozier, he was done. But Judy Austin attacked a couple of people in Nigeria that are like bloggers that cover like celebrity gossip. So there was just something. She attacked this celebrity. She attacked a pastor. Why attack a pastor? I don't know. Basically, the pastor was exposing when she writes her Instagram posts and stuff like that, so I was like, blessings from above and God, blah, 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 God keeps listening. It's not the God you think of. It's not our Heavenly Father. When she says God, she isn't referring to our Heavenly Father. I don't know which deity she holds dear this time, but it isn't my God. So that pastor began to expose. Because something happened before and he knew who she was and he knew what she did. They began to talk, but not too much. It was kind of weird because like, the interaction kind of happened, but wasn't immediately about what it can be about. And then one night, the pastor's at home, sleep in a room with the door closed, and they hear strange noise. They hear strange noise. They can tell. They hear the door is not locked, but the door won't open. Like poltergeist. The door is unlocked, but the door won't open. And they hear the pastor screaming and calling on Jesus. And then they hear the phrase, "I know you. You were the lady I saw today." So, with all that being said, How do you think it should be handled?